Oh yeah, I forgot you don't start the episode with. This is a special episode. How you gonna play it over me? Thanks. We have a dog sniffing through the door.
We got Caitlin watching a movie in the background, and we got 2 other people in here.
And as promised from last week, we have a big movie review.
I saw somebody else had a movie review. But let's just start
About
off.
the same movie?
Is it going to be spoilers? It is going to be spoilers, because really, who cares whether or not we spoil it for you?
Not
If you're
starting
gonna-
off though, right?
Yeah, not starting off. Quick, JB, tell us a joke.
You gotta talk louder.
You put me on the spot. I don't really
We're
have a
playing.
joke for you.
Hello everyone. Welcome, Mason and what's your name?
JB.
What'd you guys think of the movie?
What movie?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Wasn't bad for a video game.
A lot of kids.
I thought it was the best that they could do with the Sonic. it was.
Did you like all the kids in the theater, Alec?
Yeah, they were really not annoying.
They really weren't, though. I didn't notice too many of them being annoying.
I just had a lot of slurping drinks and oh, it's Sonic.
There was a loud mom too. I was laughing at all the bad jokes.
She was
Hear
right
that?
next to me.
Oh, she was. Oh.
Sonic farts, and she was like, whoo-hoo!
Are we getting into the juice already?
Yeah,
That's spoiler zone, Chris.
spoiler mode.
Is that the special key to let everyone know it's
Spoiler
spoilers
mode,
now?
yeah. So, because that's all this is going to be. So, what'd you think of the trailers?
The trailers?
Yeah,
I
beforehand.
only saw the one that was really bad.
The Peter Rabbit one?
Oh, you're not
talking
talking
about
about the Sonic trailers. You're talking about like
No. Yeah, the Peter Rabbit,
beginning
the
of the
trailer before the movies.
Yeah, I think that's the only one, and the Jesus one that I remember.
Yeah, with the guy that plays Archie.
That looked not bad. Call of the Wild didn't look bad.
I like the
Oh,
Call of the
'Cause
Wild
I think
trailer.
I remember reading the book in school, but every other trailer was pretty.
Spoiler alert, does the dog die? Did you read the book in school?
I think the dog died.
Oh, there was a book?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's-
Call of the Wild.
I didn't read
That was in the trailer that it said it was based off a book.
I wasn't paying attention to that.
And I
How
think-
can we
I was
trust your
ready for
review?
Sonic.
If you can't look at a trailer and read
I
it,
was
how can I
so-
trust your review?
I was so jazzed. I wanted to see Sonic the Hedgehog on the big screen. And I wanted to see him floss. Not once, but twice.
He flossed twice the
boy,
movie.
he
Every time I
delivered.
looked. Also, I'm gonna throw a quick one out there.
Thank you.
So, what did you think of the beginning, starting out, doing that flashback thing?
I hated it. That was the only thing I really hated about the movie.
It's so quick though.
And it didn't make sense to me. Like,
What? Why?
Why would you start the movie like that?
So this?
'Cause
Do you
he's-
know that this was made by the people who made Deadpool?
Yes, and that was really evident when that scene happened.
because he's so fast that you go through the movie really fast, so they have to bring it back.
I did like how he did the rewind sound effects by himself. That was the only genuine laugh I had.
So let's do a character by character. Mason, what'd you think of? We'll start you off. What'd you think of not Sonic, but that main other guy, Tom?
He was just that basic white dude in the movie.
Dude, he's my favorite video game character.
Felt
What-
like they just threw him in just so they could have a human character.
And what about his wife?
He was a cop. It was perfect.
She was there.
Did you like that he wasn't super flipped out about Sonic the whole time?
What was that catfish quote
Catfish quote?
where he's like, "You could still be my chocolate kiss.
Oh yeah.
She could be my chocolate kiss."
Oh, the wife?
Yeah.
The wife was cool. Her sister, like, I noticed a lot of laughs came from the sister. I found her
Yeah.
just kind of obnoxious.
I didn't mind it.
Just always that one character that a lot of people think's funny, but it's not.
A genuine good joke I thought was funny was when she was sitting there and the kid like had just saw Sonic and then was running around going like, gotta go fast, like being annoying. I was like, yep,
Did that remind you
Relatable.
of yourself?
that made it really relatable. Back to when I was in T-ball and I ran like Sonic because I thought it would make me go faster.
I did that too.
You did that
in
too?
baseball.
JB didn't do that because he was a normal kid.
Wow.
And if it wasn't for us, JB probably wouldn't be seeing this
We
movie.
thought we were gonna go see Birds of Prey. Okay, JB, which do you think is better, Birds of Prey or Sonic?
I haven't seen Birds of Prey yet.
Well, what do you think
What would you have rather saw today?
Probably Sonic.
after seeing it?
Yes, and that I've just heard really bad reviews on Birds of Prey.
Me as well.
Kind of like I don't understand why they even brought that movie in the first place.
Well, we have Suicide Squad's biggest fan here. So,
Who?
what'd you think of? Would you have rather saw Birds of Prey today?
No. I'm not a fan of Harley Quinn. I hate her.
But dude, she's so hot.
Yeah, sure.
She's so gross and attractive and makes it hot.
Dude, she has butt.
She looks all oily. All sweaty.
You mean
The-
chalky?
Yeah.
The movie probably isn't that bad. It's just it kind of looks boring.
It's just there's no like story. Like how can you make a movie when her character's based off the Joker?
Even Ewan
So, like,
McGregor
She
is
goes
in
to
it,
Joker.
but apparently he's just in it.
Oh yeah,
There's
he
nothing-
was, like the only good part about it.
Well,
Black Mask.
from what I've heard, he's just sort of bland in the movie.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes. What'd you actually think of Sonic? Did you find him obnoxious? Do you think the guy did a good job? Ben Schwartz.
I found often when I was watching the movie that I was getting a little annoyed with it, but I also had to remember that I'm a 26-year-old man.
That's the flossing part. That's why I
Not
excused.
an
I'm like, this isn't
8-year-old
for me.
Child
Well-
who whole life revolves around Sonic.
Just
He
relates
was
to those
likable
little kids.
though. Like, I didn't hate him.
He lived up to the standard Sonic, like cool, quick-witted, does crazy things, eats chili dogs,
But I feel like
farts.
a little like kids nowadays really don't watch Sonic like how we did.
On the contrary, dude, did you see how many kids were in there and
But
like
like Sonic isn't grown like a lot of these kids didn't grow up with Sonic
Like
like,
the
we did.
cartoons.
You know,
well they did
like
though.
how I don't,
They've
They
got
just
their
play
own
the
cartoons.
games.
And
No,
I
there's
wish-
that
No,
really
yeah, there's
popular
that
Sonic
Sonic
Boom.
Boom
and I wish he was a little bit more serious sometimes. I feel like he was just trying to be too funny and too
Yeah.
kind of like
The-
towards the end when he got serious a little bit. It was I feel like he could have been a little bit more serious.
I
in
think that's
certain
just
parts.
Sonic though. He's
Yeah,
always just sort of
I know what you
snarky.
mean, but I think the
He was just trying to be too
studios-
funny. That kind of made it to where it was almost.
Annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah, the rubber band ball thing is the only time I was
Yeah.
like, man, this is too much.
the ping pong paddle.
Yeah. And it was so small though. That's the thing. This movie just happened. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was just good. It was
just a
fun.
fun
I
movie.
enjoyed going. I didn't regret that I
You
spent the
really
money and went.
couldn't expect it to be great though. You kind of
No.
average it to be just a good movie
Yeah.
for kids to go see. You know,
I think a lot
Bringing
of people
your-
are going to compare this to the Pikachu movie, which I never saw, but
I haven't seen it either.
I saw it.
How did it compare?
It was more original, the Detective Pikachu.
That's
movie.
based off a game though.
Yeah, but I felt like there were like more elements that weren't taken from the games. It was just more of like its own story, while Sonic felt like it was like part of the game, like the story.
How much did you like the fight scenes?
I did. That was the most enjoyable parts of the movie, I thought. Where when he slows down time and you got to see all the cool shit he did.
People say it rips off X-Men. I think
Yeah.
it does, but
Yeah.
it did it really well. That bar scene was really cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was really.
So was
enjoying
the
those.
rocket thing
Yeah,
at the end. Both of those scenes were really cool.
yeah. I think that made worth seeing it.
It
If
really
didn't
wasn't
have that,
long.
I'd probably be really disappointed.
I think the movie was only an hour and 30 minutes long.
It
It was
was.
short. It went by quick.
Started like 1:45 and ended like 3:10.
Mm-hmm.
The only parts I felt dragged on was literally at the end when they were talking or like painting the house. I was like, this could be shaved down. The Olive Garden joke. So much Olive
Oh yeah,
Garden.
can we count all the product placement it had?
There's at least 5.
So we got Zillow. Was in
Mellow
there.
Yellow,
Mellow yellow,
Yellow.
yeah.
Olive Garden,
Olive Garden was in there twice.
Puma,
Puma.
the shoes.
The truck was a Ram, I believe, or was it Ford?
F-150.
Yeah.
Ford.
Ram.
I think it was a Ford F-150.
I think it was a Ford
I think it
F-150
was
too.
F-150.
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. The Amazon thing I think was just purely a joke.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh no, that was Scooby Doo.
Don't
Scooby-Doo
bring up
trailers.
those movie trailers.
Reeky.
They're just
Yeah, that. I don't know how I
Just
feel
give
about
up on
Scooby Doo
Scooby-Doo.
anymore.
I think that movie looks cool. It just doesn't sound great. Like the voice
visually?
actors are off.
I
Yeah,
thought
visually looks
Scooby-Doo
nice,
sounded
but-
like the old Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's Shaggy mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Shaggy I was
It's
bothered by the
just-
most.
How many movies can you make of them? You know.
Scooby and the gang.
Do
Oh,
you
and
like how
the
they killed Sonic at the end?
wouldn't you shit if they just killed Sonic at the end of the movie?
Laughed. It's finally over. The curse has been lifted.
What did you think of the beginning part? So we'll do a little bit of plot by plot on this one. So what do you think?
After he does the flashback?
Yeah, so after Sonic does a flashback, but then we're
Turns into
shown
Baby Sonic.
yeah, cartoon baby Sonic in his original world.
That was cool.
It was cool. I think it was trying to make him look like a classic Sonic, like smaller proportions and everything. Yeah, that world was cool. I wish we got a little bit more of it.
Do you know how much Tyson took over for the redesigns?
Dude, I bet everything you saw, except for the owl, because the owl looked like old design.
Yeah.
But the echidnas, tails at the end, credits
Yeah.
thing, that had to have been all him. 'cause-
Spoilers.
Yeah, because if it was original, if it was original Sonic, that wouldn't have made sense, right? If it was that ugly rat-looking Sonic, none of those other designs
I
would have
kept
made
trying
sense.
to imagine how
Bad
bad
this movie
every
would've
scene would
been.
have looked with that.
Well,
I want an original release of it.
Director's cut.
yeah.
It would have made. I do too. I
Just to
bet
see
that'll
it.
be something that'll be a part of it. Like I don't think the whole movie, 'cause
Like a
it
few
probably wasn't
scenes.
done. Yeah, but like some of the original scenes with him in it instead, he'd be less expressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you think of the Owl Mama part where the echidnas came in and shot at her?
I was trying to imagine if that was canon or not.
There's not much known. I mean, it could be from like the comics or something. I just know like the echidna stuff they were an actual tribe, and
Yeah.
that's from the adventure game. But so that was cool. I found that very cool. I think it does like lead in because I don't know if you noticed, but their hands did have the two spikes on them,
Oh, I did.
I saw
notice.
that.
and I don't know if their gloves had fingers. I don't think they did. So they literally look like Knuckles.
Yeah, I think I was just so excited that they actually put some echidnas in the movie. I wasn't really paying attention to the
Every little
details.
detail.
I was like,
was-
oh my
I was
god, it's
looking.
Knuckles.
I was because I was like, "Is it an echidna?" Because I couldn't tell at first. But then I saw the two spikes,
Did
and I was
any
like,
of them
"Oh,
fly away?
I don't know." They didn't run fast though, not like Sonic speed.
Nope.
So then he gets put on the regular planet. So what did you think of him being super lonely? Did you like those scenes where he was playing the games by himself and stuff?
I thought it gave him some character.
I like he was more fun than like sassy, annoying butthole. Because some versions of Sonic, he's like overly cocky and like rude, but this one he was like nice in a weird way.
Yeah. He's
Uh,
only rude to Eggman though.
Oh,
I like
what do you
how
think?
he started calling him Eggman?
Eggman.
Like we got an origin of why he calls him Eggman.
Because his little egg robots.
Yeah, that was cool.
Wish Eggman would have been fat though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been.
He got a little belly there on that mushroom
end,
planet, so
yeah.
I think he'll get maybe a little bit tubby.
You think there's going to be a sequel?
Dude,
Oh, come on.
this movie made so much money. And yeah, so I'll just jump around to this post-credit scene, then we'll talk about Jim Carrey.
I
but
hope all those artists get well compensated for the success of this movie.
They shut
they
down.
already would have been. Yeah, that studio shut down, but it had
well, they
nothing.
should still get at least a bonus.
Yeah, but that shutdown didn't have anything to do with this movie, though.
No, and studios shut down all the time.
That studio shut down because they were based out of Washington and they couldn't afford to pay them as high as they.
Tax break.
So
Which-
there's gonna be different people doing the second one then.
No, I think what'll happen is
Just a
Tyson will
different
run the
studio.
designs,
I mean, Paramount will probably still have all the assets and
Yeah.
everything.
and the
Just-
people just relocated.
They'll just have a different team working on the movie.
Yeah. So that Tails thing, I was like, when it happened,
That
I'm
was
like,
so cool.
that was
Seeing
cool. I
Tails
liked that. And he looked good. Like
Yeah.
the eyes looked right. I don't know. I would have hated to see original.
Crackhead
I want to
Fox.
see it. Yeah, I want to see what he looked like before,
Yeah.
or if that was a thing after the
Yeah,
redesign.
I probably added it in.
But I remember I was sitting there. I'm like, oh man, cool Tails, and this little kid was like, oh cool, Tails, Sonic's buddy. I was like, oh no, I'm in the wrong realm.
You're in the right realm where you belong.
What'd you guys think of Jim Carrey,
I
Doctor
think he
Robotnik?
did all right.
He was great.
Yeah, I think he was like some of the best parts of the scenes he was in.
Yeah.
He was clearly having fun.
Mm-hmm. I thought his jokes. So you said you didn't laugh one time. I never really like out laughed because the humor isn't directly to me. But there are a few times I was like,
You giggle a little bit.
yeah, I giggled a little bit. His scenes were the ones where, like that beginning one, it wasn't that I laughed, but I thought it was well written. How he was just shutting that military dude down. It kind of reminded me of how I trash talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Don't know when to quit.
yeah, neither did he.
Really know how to put someone down.
Now
What'd
that
you think of his look?
His hipster look.
Mm.
At the end, he looked more like
Yeah.
the original
Yeah.
one than
I wish he would
anything.
have had that.
The entire
Crazy
Bald
time.
head,
mustache
the
the whole
long,
time.
crazy mustache.
Yeah.
Got to save something for the next one.
Yeah. Got to build it.
So do you know where he was? So what about
No,
all the
mushroom.
references? How much did you pick up on?
Mushroom Planet. Me
Yeah.
and Mason kept looking at each other. Was like, is that a reference to Mario?
Mushroom Hill Zone.
I don't
That's
know
where
that.
Knuckles is from. From
Oh, it
Sonic
is?
and Knuckles, yeah.
Oh, I guess that sort of sets
Remember
up
that?
a sequel then.
Sonic and Knuckles, the first zone you're in is Mushroom Hill Zone.
Is it?
Mhm.
I thought it was Green Hill because it looks just like Green Hill. The
Wait.
one that you set on fire.
Yeah, the one you set on fire, that's Mushroom Hill Zone. And it's full of mushrooms, the ones you jump off of and stuff.
Huh.
Yeah. Because I thought that too. I was like, is that Mario? But then I was like, oh no. Because then it would make sense if Knuckles was the main like bad guy of the next one.
He'll probably be like the anti-hero.
And then Robotnik's still the main villain. I see, I'd rather them have Knuckles in the third one. If they made a third one, then you just call it Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean they could.
Next
Like-
one's probably just gonna be Sonic and Tails,
Yeah.
like the games.
That'd be cool.
Fighting Eggman.
And then
And
maybe
going to these other
Knuckles
planets
coming
he
at the
had
end.
on his pictures and stuff.
So another thing I was curious about was that you said there was a reference to City Escape in the movie. Was that just the last?
I think it's just
Part
San
in San
Francisco.
Francisco.
I think it's just him being in San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
So that there were a few references. I picked up on that at the end the piano was Green Hill
Yeah.
Zone.
Hmm.
Some of the poses he did were from the games. What else? Oh, Sonic.
Yeah.
So there's this crazy guy
Man
that's
drawing.
trying to catch him, and his drawing is
We
Sonic.
had at least one of the memes in there.
That
Not-
was cool.
not
I
Sammy,
like
though.
that.
We didn't get.
Yeah, not Sammy. I
was
just
really
looked.
hoping for Sammy.
I was on my phone, and there's a Sammy reviews for the movie.
Really?
It said Sammy's resurrected from the dead, and it's him like going to. The, I'm dead serious.
Should we?
No, I don't want to ape his content, but yeah, I'll be watching that
Go
later.
watch it on YouTube.
So what other references did you pick up on?
I liked how his machines would break down into smaller, like in the games.
Mm-hmm.
When he destroyed one, you get another kind of mini boss with it.
I like the ring sound effect when he used his hair to get the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Oh, I liked it when he got hit. He lost all of his
Yeah.
rings, like in the game.
Oh, when they're in that hotel and he's like zipping around the room,
Yeah.
covering himself. There's at the top corner. There's one where he's trying to balance on like the shelf, and
yeah.
it's his like idle pose when he's like falling.
Yeah, I saw that. Not on the movie, but on Twitter.
I'm trying to think if there's anything. Oh, the Sonic Mania theme being what it opens with.
Was it?
Yeah, so when he's running around as little baby Sonic, that's the Sonic Mania theme behind it. I noticed.
Huh. I wasn't paying attention.
So
Nice catch.
it is a nice catch. So, do you guys feel like how far are we going right now? What's our minute count?
We're at 18.
18. I think we have enough time to do a rating, and then okay, so let's go down the table. Mason, what is your rating and
Can
final
we-
thoughts?
Before we do that, can we talk about how extensive our Sonic history is,
Yeah, that's fine.
Mason?
I watched the cartoons as a kid. I forget what they're called, but
It's just Sonic the Hedgehog.
yeah, I think so. And I played like 6 of the games.
You made me so mad as a kid because by the time you were into Sonic, I was well into high school, and for one Christmas he asked for Sonic toys,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanted so bad when I was little to have
A
the
Supersonic. Yep.
and he got a Supersonic and a Hyper Shadow.
It came with like the emeralds too.
Yes, it was so cool, and I was like,
I think I still have
I'm
them.
so jealous.
I have like Shadow too. Super Shadow.
I remember all the like video game toys came out when I was done with like figures and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember being salty about that because I always wanted video game toys and then just never had them.
Wasted so many birthday wishes on a Supersonic.
I mean, if you want them, you can have them. They're just.
I
Sort of
might take them.
You can. I don't care.
All right. So, what's your score for this one, Mason?
Okay, I'm gonna give it the benefit of a doubt because it's based for kids, not for like teenagers and adults.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna give it like a solid 7.
that's fair.
What about you, JB?
I'll
Since you're the
probably-
guest.
I say I'll give it a 7.5, almost to an 8.
I think I'd also go 7.5.
Just because, so I mean, kind of how you've seen it at the beginning, then how they rearranged it and remapped the Sonic and made it better and as good as they can make the character. So
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this was as best as they could do out of a video game.
Yeah. Especially Sonic, like there's
Yeah.
so much that could go wrong. Clearly,
Almost
like, with
went
their
wrong.
First pass.
Yeah,
Thank God, like they corrected everything, and
so give it a
like, it
7.5.
sucks, but at the same time, it did really well. So
And JB, you never really played too many Sonic games. I mean, you had Sonic Free Riders, but
yeah, I didn't really.
that skateboarding one.
yeah,
I only played.
It was
a couple
fun.
of them.
it was a fun game. It's a fun racing game, but
Did you ever read the comics as a kid?
oh yeah,
Me too.
I used to get them monthly.
Do you think they're gonna go the route of video game characters, or do you think they're gonna bring some comic characters in there too? Like
We'll
Sally?
talk. That was my next thing.
Oh, okay.
But first I want to get your rating.
I said 7.5.
7. I would say 7.5 as well. Now, real quick, does everyone suggest seeing this in theaters?
If you like the character,
if you have a history with
Yeah.
Sonic.
If you have kids, yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
If not, if you're just a fan, catch it
If you
on
had
streaming.
kids, definitely. Like this is a perfect kid movie.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we're about to get into some isolating content here because this is gonna be deep woods, just gross Sonic talk. That's gonna be
Gross
just
Sonic.
if you're a normal person, you're gonna want to leave. You're not gonna want to listen to this part because we're gonna get nasty and talk about like.
I'm
Yeah,
already
you'll see.
sweaty.
So, so I don't think for sequel wise, I don't think you'll ever see Shadow, ever.
Really?
No.
I think if the movies keep going well, we might see him in like a 4th movie.
I don't
just feel
think
they'll
I don't think
end.
they're going past
they
like
won't
2
go
or
past
3.
4. They won't go to.
I think he would be an end game if it ever does like keep succeeding
Right.
more and more.
I don't think it will. I think it's got a second
They're gonna keep
movie.
it to the original 3.
But Shadows, like I feel like if you put him in, he would be a real money. Maybe give him his own movie.
Oh my God! Yeah, people love Shadow.
What about,
Shadow-
what about his own movie?
Shadow's hard. So Shadow really changes your tone, and it's hard to think. It's such a jump to think what you would even do with Shadow.
He's like the Vegeta of the series.
He gets to where you could almost be in too much lore.
Do you think
for
they'll
your
give
own
him a
good.
gun?
No.
If they made a Shadow movie, I think they would.
Like the
Imagine
video
how
game?
cool they could make him if they made Tails look at that. Like just
Yeah.
imagine how Shadow would look.
When you have Shadow, though, you're starting to lose room to breathe with everyone else. So that's the thing. Tails and Sonic are such a good dynamic. That's why even adding Knuckles in a second movie, I don't think they would do. I think you overshadow
Haha.
you overshadow Tails when you add a third like Knuckles character.
Okay, so what if they gave the second movie Tails and Knuckles and their whole relationship, and then the third one is just Robotnik's copy of Sonic to make Shadow
See,
or Metal Sonic?
I think Metal Sonic's way more likely, and I think that could be your villain of the second or third one.
Well, that could be I think that could be a good one for the second one because that's you remember the old Sonic VHS Sonic
Yeah.
movie because that's pretty much what that movie was.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, it just when you introduce Shadow, you're introducing everything else that comes with Shadow. Everything nasty with him.
All the edge lords
He's
in
a
the movie
dark-
theater.
Oh yeah, dude, that's
Maria.
I don't know if Shadow's as popular with children though. I think Knuckles and Amy are way more popular. I think you'd see them before
Oh God.
you'd see Shadow. Shadow, I feel like, because I think what'll happen with this movie, I think they'll be able to get a second movie and maybe squeak out a third one. They'd have to do the second one would have to be like a real movie,
Yeah.
not a kids movie. If like it obviously would be good for kids, but it
I think it'll probably depend on
Especially
like,
if you're going down the path of Shadow.
yeah, they need to find out who their audience is which could be a toss-up.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think that it's not like this was bad because it was for kids. It was fun. It's just it held back a lot. I don't think you need a human character.
Mm-hmm.
I think you isolate that. I think you, or if anything, have him be in it a little bit, but not have that guy be the main focus. If you're trying to get to what people want, because I don't.
No, in the second movie they're gonna have to ditch all those characters.
Yeah, 'cause they kind of babied Sonic at the end too. It's kind of like a little like lovey-dovey. It's two stuff.
He needs to be put in a situation to where you can see his powers being used. I think they need to go all out with two, not holding, because this one it was holding back. Like, you didn't see Eggman look like Dr. Robotnik until the end. You don't see Tails until the end. You got to kind of throw more at it, because really you just have Sonic and Eggman. That's not going to carry, and just adding Tails isn't going to carry that second movie.
Do you think they're going to add in the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I bet
sure.
that'll be the big pop of the second
Knuckles,
movie.
Yeah.
I don't think with Knuckles. I think that's your big pop for
Well,
the second
Knuckles
movie.
is the guardian of the.
Master Emblem.
Yeah. Again, this is the gross part, so we don't like this.
Because this movie had a big pop. They had two big pops. I think Tails was the big pop of this one, and then having him be powerful and doing that thing at the end was cool. But to me, I was like, I wish they would have done more running around these places, right?
Yeah.
Getting chased in like Paris and stuff was cool, and there's tons of more places you can do.
I wanted some more action scenes.
Like him at a carnival or something, or not a carnival, a parade, like with all this confetti flying around, just a lot more colorful than. I just feel like the movie needs more color.
Yeah.
I
I mean, even Green Hill Zone was kind of muddy.
Yeah. But if the second one's not something kind of spectacular, I don't think you'll see a third one, because animated movies, kids don't see those anymore. But having it grounded in a city makes more sense. And you got to think, when you're a kid, when you see someone like that human character, yeah, it's like your dad. So it is a like dad and son movie with your parents. So, but I don't see them making a third one. Most likely, I think it'll go into a comic or some kind of TV show. And Ben Schwartz will just be the voice of the TV character.
I don't even think they would take it that far.
Yeah, I don't think they would do that.
Oh, I think they
Stop it
would.
with the movie.
No, I don't think so. I think you'll see Sonic Boom end. And I think you'll see this movie franchise become a TV show and sell toys.
Maybe.
But yeah, so who do you think? What do you think? What do you think the next big villain's going to be? Because it can't just be Robotnik.
I think it's going to be Knuckles for most of the movie, and then the end's just going to be another Robotnik or Metal Sonic. But then I'm sticking to my guns. I'm saying they're going to make a third one, and it's going to be Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
You think
I just
Shadow?
feel like they have to bring Shadow.
Yeah.
A lot of people love Shadow. You can't bring this movie in expecting not to get Shadow at some point.
There's a whole community that just love like Rogue.
A lot of people
Rouge,
love it,
and
though.
Shadow.
I think they'll bring him Big the Cat.
If they get a
Dude, that'd be hilarious.
if they do a third movie, I could, because you're not getting a fourth one, no way. But if a third movie and they're like, we
Yeah.
literally got to throw everything in there, I think not only would you get Shadow, I think you'd get Silver. I think you'd get pretty much everyone.
They'll make an
Big the
SCU.
Cat. I think you would get Big the Cat.
Could you fit
SCU.
all the Sonic history into 3 movies, you think?
No.
So you think
I think they'll have to cut and splice some things up. I think it'll
the
be
big
like
points, the main stuff,
Yeah,
a lot of
big
people kind of
characters.
know.
I think it'll be like Shadow and Silver be in the movie. Shadow will be some kind of antagonist, but it'll
Oh,
be
yeah,
like
for sure.
Chaos as the big villain, or even of this next
Ooh.
one.
What if they
Yeah.
make like you said about the Mario and stuff? What if they just bring it all together?
See, I can see that actually, because there is a
Make
Mario.
it-
Well, there's a Mario movie in development, right?
Smash Universe?
Yeah, you could have like a Smash movie.
That's what they did with Marvel. So who's making the Mario movie?
It's Illumination.
Oh, okay.
Which
Is,
I think
think-
would
is
be,
that owned by Paramount?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And so I think was Detective Pikachu. No, that was Fox. I think.
Was it?
I don't remember. But regardless, Nintendo has the rights to it. They could use it if they want.
Yeah. That'd be nuts.
A Smash movie, that'd be kind of cool. I'd really dig that. And you wouldn't have to have movies for everyone. You could though. Like a Star Fox movie would be killer.
Fire Emblem movie.
No. They just show up in the movie
Yeah,
somehow.
Star Fox would be dope.
A
Yeah,
Star
a
Fox
furry
movie
movie.
would be really.
What do you think we just saw?
Oh man, I don't even want to think about that. That's
Go
gonna be
in your
strong.
fursuit.
Could you imagine if you saw somebody in their fursuit at the movie?
Nope. I think they had one on the red carpet at the premiere.
Oh,
I felt really bad for that. Whoever's in that suit.
no, I feel bad for everyone who has to look at it in shame.
Yeah.
When their
I think
parents.
it'd be cool to have a Metroid movie. Too.
That would
That
be cool.
Would be cool.
I
and
feel
it'd be
like
like-
that'd just be
Horror.
Alien though.
Yeah. But
No, it'd be more fights. Alien was like a horror movie, as to where Metroid would be like trying to kill the alien.
Mega Man movie.
I don't know.
Seems to be going in that direction.
Yeah. So what time are we at?
30 minutes and 45 seconds.
30 minutes, 45 seconds. Final thoughts, everyone. Go ahead, Mason.
No, you can't do that.
What movie are you excited to see next? If any.
or video game.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one. You let me go?
Yeah, you
That
can
one?
go.
ahead.
Okay, that Uncharted movie that I say I'm
Dude,
kind of,
yeah.
especially with Tom Holland being the character in it.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's
I don't think it's
happening.
not
What?
Canceled.
I don't think it's happening.
No, I think
just
it's
seen a
happening. It's
tweet on
done. The
it
script is
yesterday.
done. Yeah, they just tweeted yesterday.
Oh,
The script.
really?
It's shooting this
That's
year.
funny because we were talking about that last week, and
I thought the director
What?
quit though.
I just seen a tweet that I sent it to you.
Yeah, that's they're
just
shooting.
yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
hey,
So
Never
okay,
decided.
that's a better question.
Especially with
What
Tom Holland being the character, I feel like it would do pretty good.
if you had endless money? What video game would you adapt?
ooh, oh, Last of Us
Yeah,
for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be cool to have a Metal Gear movie too.
Yeah,
This would be hard.
I feel like that's an easy. There's some games up there if you want some ideas. Grand Theft Auto.
No,
Nah.
I don't think you can do anything with that.
Is that? Well, I guess
Mass Effect movie would be awesome.
I was about to say Assassin's Creed, but they
Yeah,
already
they've
did
already
that.
made
And it
it.
didn't do
Yeah.
too well.
If you could really tighten it up,
Ratchet and Clank.
there's already that's based
I
off of
know.
them.
I feel like a lot of people would say Last of Us or like the Uncharted series.
Yeah.
I mean, something that you can
Halo
make a
would be
part
kinda
one and
cool.
They're
part
very
two.
cinematic.
They have
Yeah,
a
Halo
Halo
would be
movie,
cool.
right?
Making a Halo.
They have.
They're
Halo
making a
movie.
TV show.
Yeah.
I think a God of War movie would be
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
cool, or like a Netflix series.
Mhm.
But I would do.
Oh, The Witcher.
Yeah, The Witcher's good.
Which
So how
is
would you
really
do
cool
that?
too.
Stuff is coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, so how would you do this? Because with Uncharted, it takes place, and they've confirmed that it takes place like canonically with the series. It's not like a separate thing.
It's
It's
gonna be part of the.
part of the story, yeah, and it takes place before the first game.
It's
Okay.
he's supposed to be young Nathan Drake.
But after the flashbacks of the fourth game.
Yeah, so I
Yes.
think it's supposed to be between. I don't know. It'll be
And the third
between
game
the
too, I guess.
flashback in Spain in 3 and the beginning of the first one. So it could include his brother. It could be about Rafe. I think doing that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Seeing like having some kind of side story. Rafe would have to live at the end, but
It'd be cool if they do like some sci-fi stuff like they did with the first three.
Mm-hmm.
what?
The first three
Like
are
with
like
the Yetis in the mountain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean you could do
The
something.
the Nazi zombies.
I'd be curious to see what treasure because they've all been about like real life.
I think Tom Holland is a perfect cast for that.
That's what
I think he'd be
thought.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Are people complaining about that?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's a really good actor.
They did when he first got cast because they were like he doesn't look old enough, and it's like well he's young, but now it's like he could
It's
just
Hollywood.
be. Well, he could just
Literally
be
do
now.
anything.
He's old enough.
Yeah.
people wanted Nathan Fillion when it first came out, which I can see why.
Yeah, that short film was awesome.
Who's
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion?
You remember that short film
Oh.
and
yeah.
Firefly?
What if they just got Nolan North?
They could.
That'd be hilarious because it'd sound like him too.
I think he'd be in it in
He could
some
be, like, an
capacity.
older version.
Just like if I did a Last of Us anything, I'd have like Troy Baker in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If not, just play Joel. I'd be like, you gotta gain like 20 pounds. Just play him.
Of muscle.
But if I was doing a God of War, I'd do like a Netflix show, and I'd have it tie into this new game that came out.
Like a prequel.
No,
To
like
the
an
game?
in between of whatever two games come out.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Just more adventures with Atreus and Kratos.
How he came across that new life.
That's what I was thinking that Witcher thing was going to be.
It pretty much is.
Witcher did
It's
pretty
just the
good on
books.
Netflix.
Did you watch it?
Is it? Huh?
No, I didn't watch it. I just heard they got renewed like after like a week.
Oh, yeah, it did
They
well.
built it. They built it like they were expecting more seasons.
Yeah.
It's good.
Not
Mhm.
shit talking Henry Cavill now, are we?
I
Everybody
wasn't
hating on
worried
Henry
about it.
He
Cavill.
got his fucking head out of his ass.
He's like, I'm done with this Superman business.
DC who?
If I could really clean it up, I definitely would do like a 2D animated like Kingdom Hearts. If I could really clean it up, and I'd be like, I'm rewriting the entire story. I'm keeping all the characters.
I think that one's lost.
Yeah.
Man. It's gone forever.
That one's done.
After 3, it was like.
No, you could bring it back if
It-
you
it-
simplified the
It hasn't
story.
aged well.
No.
None of them have.
If you simplified the story, you could make that work.
I've been having a weird craving to go back and play 3.
Oh,
Just
hell
because
no.
of how
Mm,
well
no.
rendered it was.
That looks like garbage.
Yeah, I feel like if I went back, it's just gonna be not fun.
Just skip all the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Just play.
Because that DLC was free, wasn't it?
No.
The Remind.
Mm-mm. It's
Oh.
like $20, 20 or 30.
Ugh. Ew.
Yeah, I'm waiting
Gross.
until it's like $5.
Disgusting.
Call of Duty for me.
Gross.
Gotta get that gold carbon.
Ugh.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.